This is a special presentation from the Brighton Central School District Board of Education.
Good evening and welcome to the Brighton Central School District Board of Education Business Meeting and Strategic Planning Workshop for November 12th, 2019. For those of you that may be watching us live this evening, this is one of our two opportunities in the year that we hold our community forums. So we are starting our meeting here about 5 p.m. We will have a short break after our actual business meeting, and we'll reconvene in the room here at approximately 7 p.m. for our community forum. To begin with, we offer the opportunity for public participation. Any members of the public that are here with us in the room may address the board, ask a question, or make a statement. Is there anyone who would like to address the board this evening? Seeing that we have no one for public participation, that will come, I guess, at our community forum a little bit later. We'll be moving on. So may we please have a motion to approve our agenda?
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Andrea, seconded by Marv. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. A motion then to approve our minutes from the October 29th, 2019 business meeting.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Marv, seconded by Christina. Does anyone have any corrections or additions, deletions to that meeting? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. Then we will now move to principal reports, and we will start tonight with Council Rock Primary School and Principal Matt Tappan. Welcome, sir.
Okay, I'm going to make a disclaimer that when I created this PowerPoint, it was fall. Because as I was going through it, I'm like,
Well, it
oh,
was
there's-
fall
It was,
until-
I mean, it still is fall, but technically, but it was fall. So Halloween has come and gone. We got one parade in. The morning parade was able to happen, but the afternoon parade was canceled. So here are just some candidates. Thanks to Dan Goldman for taking such great pictures always. It's such a busy day, and I end up the day and I say, oh my gosh, I didn't take any pictures, but Dan always comes through for me. So thanks to Dan for taking those great pictures. We had a large contingent of staff members dress up as construction workers. Mrs. Jeffries and I thought that was a cop-out. We thought it was a little too easy since we had the hard hats right behind us, so we went with Woody, or no, I was Buzz and she was Jessie from Toy Story. So lots of fun in there. And then right before that, we had our Red Ribbon Week. At Council Rock, we celebrate healthy choices with our Red Ribbon Week. So we had Crazy Sock Day, Crazy Hat Day. Here's an example of one of the Brighton Bees that was decorated by one of our second graders. So all the kids decorated a Brighton Bee, talking about how they were making healthy choices, wearing Red Day. So it was just a great week celebrating healthy choices and kind of tying right into our social emotional program, Second Steps, talking about those healthy choices. So I was invited to speak at the PTSA meeting. It was spoken about by PTSA at the last update that they gave, but Judy Wegman and Andrea Yaman joined me, and we presented and did a Habits of Mind 101. You'll see Dr. Baker is in there. You'll see that Christina Lee was there. It was well attended, but we were just excited to be able to share our message, and I think people, Andrea and Judy did a great job helping me out with that and send the message. Everybody got to come away with a really great takeaway. And we got really great feedback about it. Just another way that we are trying to extend our message of Habits of Mind throughout the district. So, like I said, fall is celebrated. We'll continue to celebrate fall, but as I walked around the building and just looked at kind of all the projects, there were just amazing projects inspired by fall kind of all around. So here are some tying science and fall in together, their properties unit, and kind of adding artistic. So this is some writing about hello fall, goodbye summer. Feels like we should now be writing hello winter, goodbye fall. But this was one that almost all the first grade teachers embarked upon. Crankin Hopper Field, which is from Creepy Carrots. And the kids created a cranky carrot. If you've never read the story, it's great. And then they had a QR code where the creepy carrot actually talked and did a little animation to it. They're still up and they're all over, and they're really, really great if you get a chance to scan any of them. And then this was a second grade project about Frankenstein, again inspired by the books, and then follow-up projects that happen after it. So lots of great things inspired by fall, and I suppose they'll all come down soon, and I will see winter-inspired projects. We did survive today, the snow. You know, every turn of the new season, we find new things at Council Rock that the construction is bringing joy to. So, so this morning was the snow in the bus circle, but we think we have that figured out thanks to Lou and his crew. So, just a reminder that starting this week, we start with early release days. We have several Fridays coming up, not right in a row, but there's some really specific information about dismissal and transportation in my tap-in times over the last few weeks. But this Friday, morning kindergarten attends and dismisses at their regular time, 11 a.m., and first and second grade will dismiss at 11:30. So when the a.m. comes, they dismiss at their regular time. And next Friday, afternoon kindergarten will come in the morning, and that's probably the most foreign thing for those kids. They don't usually come before noon. They actually come and spend the morning with us so that all teachers have the afternoon to conference with teachers. And we all dismiss at 11:30 on those days. So those are the biggest. When afternoon kindergarten comes, we all dismiss at 11:30 and leave like it's the end of the day. Next Monday is picture retake day. All parents should have pictures at this point, so decide if you need them retaken. Then we've got Thanksgiving recess, and then 2 more days in December. This is a little different this year. There was a full day last year. We don't have a full day. We have half days. So we have 4 total half days this year for parent-teacher conferences. And if parents of Council Rock friends, if you haven't signed up for a conference, please contact your teachers. That's super important to our collaboration. So, any questions?
Wonderful. Thank you very much, man.
You
We
are
appreciate the
welcome.
update, and we appreciate the ongoing flexibility with the construction schedule. We
Yes.
couldn't have a better person at the helm for that
Yes.
building.
Keep
Smiling
saying
all
that.
the way. Next up, we'll hear from French Road Elementary and Dr. Rio.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
So we go from our beautiful rainbow pics, which I know that everybody saw those across the district that
Double.
Dan shared, into snow. So we did capture some of our first snow for our new to New York Fres friends last week. So we tried to pull any child out who wasn't here and had not seen snow into the snow because it was really exciting for them. It was really cute to see
Gave
them,
them a little
but
more.
some more than
yesterday,
others, obviously.
overnight.
There was snow in that first picture. We also had Red Ribbon Week around kindness at French Road, and I highlighted a couple of things that happened around the building. One was our Take What You Need board, which started off empty as in the smaller picture and was full by the end of the week, and then empty again as kids took Post-its and put them on lockers or took them for themselves or gave them to other people. We also celebrated with kind things and things that we found positive about our peers and put them all over the lockers around the school. So you'll still see them there, and many kids took them home as well. We had Halloween. We did our parade indoors, so not as many exciting pictures here. We did the Incredibles theme in the office, but lots of great costumes around the school. And even though we were indoors for our 3rd grade parade, the kids loved it and looked fabulous. We also had former Fres librarian come to read some stories to Mrs. Dubois' class on Halloween and Mrs. Close's class and some 5th grade classes. And they had an awesome time engaging in storytelling, and it was really special for them, so I thought I'd share that. Mrs. Cole, again, in a pumpkin patch activity, she had the 3rd grade students assessing rhythm in her class, very much engaged in their learning. Actually, this was the 4th grade class in this picture, and working together to play a game and learn about music. We had a great visit from Ronit, who teaches 1st grade in Modi'in, Israel, and she's our partner from our partner school in Balin, and that's a picture of Ronit and me and Lonnie. Lonnie is her partner teacher here in our school. We have taken a huge dive into community building circles at FRES. So on Superintendent's Conference Day, we had our work that was led by our facilitators who went through the PERI training, many classrooms engaged. And our second step program, we have taken a focus of making sure every classroom has already had one community building circle, but most have had many more than that. And engaged families, community members, our fall curriculum nights, we focused on circles. And I wanted to highlight something that we don't always see, which is our circles in phys ed class. So Crystal Forsyth is one of our PERI trainers, and she has brought all of her PE classes through peace circles. And this is just an example of something that she created with them. It's one of the activities that we learned together at the training, but that wreath represents a piece of yarn from every child who sees her for PE as they shared their values at the start of the school year and shared what was important to them. And all of their classes have a page there on the bulletin board where they've signed off on their values and commitments for the school year. So it was really great to see that integrated in PE as well. Last week, we had an author visit from Nikki Grimes. Our kids read her books in many classes. They've been learning about her in library and actually spent some time in tech class researching her a little bit, and she came to FRES, so that was a wonderful visit. And our traditional dictionaries with the Brighton Rotary for our third graders, a picture of Mrs. Tosto's class there, and a picture of some of our Brighton Rotarians, including Dr. McGowan there with our third grade students at French Road. Our kids have already gone through a round of roller skating, and I love this picture because this is how a lot of third graders roller skate. It's the safest way to roller skate. When you don't know how to skate, you just get down on all fours and wheel yourself around the gym. But the third graders, I was just telling Mrs. Spagnola, are the best because most of them have never roller skated before. So they're super excited and have high expectations, and then it doesn't always pan out.
You gotta start somewhere.
We had our first family event at Food Link about a week ago, a little over a week ago. We had a lot of people turn out. We sorted so many apples, hundreds and hundreds of pounds of apples. But it was a great experience for our kids, community building, trying to bring families and faculty together several times throughout the school year. So that was really wonderful. And our upcoming events, I just want you to note these two school photos here of two of our three therapy pets. That's Dart, our school hamster. And that's Charlie, our Mrs. Sando's therapy dog. I like to think he's mine, but he belongs to Rachel Sando. So we have lots of half-day releases coming up for parent-teacher conferences. Our dismissal at French Road is at 12:20. We follow the same dismissal procedures that we do every day, just at 12:20. So parent pickup, walkers, bikers, all of that is the same. This Friday, report cards are available on Parent Portal, and I sent out directions just yesterday via email to all families. We have our picture retakes coming up on the 19th. We have a FRES family game night on November 21st, and part of the game night will be, we will have students from the high school there playing games with our students so that parents can step out to have a chat with me. So any questions that they have will be on the stage. The game night will be in the cafeteria, so it'll be a great opportunity to just have a conversation together while kids are engaged and having fun with each other, hopefully. Thanksgiving recess. After that, our new family reception, which is for everyone, but will be at FRES. And then coming up with our math team meetings will be starting, and our concert season is going to start in just a month, which is hard to believe. So that's FRES. Thanks.
Well, thank you so much, Allison. We appreciate the update there also. Now we'll move on to 12 Corners Middle School and Rob.
Thanks,
There you go, you're welcome.
Boy, doesn't that look like a bright, beautiful summer day? And nobody came out for the next picture this morning. What a difference a quarter makes. We've been having a lot of fun at the middle school. Thanks to our PTSA for helping with our school pictures in early October. In fact, today we had our picture retakes for those that didn't come out right or for any students absent. And I'd also like to thank the PTSA for all the help they do in organizing and supervising our activity nights. We've had now 500 students participated in our 3 activity nights this year, and they're having a great time. The second round will begin in January. PTSA also helped with a walk and bike to school day. About 200 students participated on a nice fall morning. We've also hosted visitors from Modine, students and staff have collaborated with us and toured the building, and we're having a great time cooking shashuka in Home and Careers with Amy Moran. never had it before. Now I can't get enough of it. And I'm going to be visiting Mrs. Moran frequently in the Family and Consumer Science Room. Kindness Week, Red Ribbon Week, anti-bullying, we did it all in the second to last week of October. These students are standing in front of Be the I in Kind posters, which was a very popular event at the middle school, especially during the lunch periods, and we had a whole ton of pictures all over the atrium showing the kids off. Halloween costume contest was fun at the middle school too. I guess we did cop out and grab the helmets and vest, Mr. Tavin. But we thought it was good, and it was amazing. Very creative, yes. It was really amazing how many students walked right past us and didn't know who we were because they just assumed we were part of campus construction. But we had a great time. The student council put on the contest. Friday, we had our annual Veterans Day Assembly. Meaningful because each of the veterans pictured here has a connection to Brighton, teachers, security people, and parents in the community. And their message to our 7th graders really helps them as they get ready to participate in the honor flight, welcoming of our veterans, and in our DC trip. The German students went to Webster for the Oktoberschulfest with Frau Walter. About 46 students attended this annual event now in its 25th year and had a great cultural experience around their language. And their 8th graders, they're now really becoming an annual event, trip to the Memorial Art Gallery, 3 teams, 3 different days. And the best part about this was how many compliments we get from the docents that work there and say just what a pleasure our students are to work with. And that's great to hear. And we had a really good tour as it connects with OK for Now, a book all of our 8th graders are reading. Area All-State and our family band night have occurred already, even though the official concert season hasn't kicked off. Students are already very busy with music and great experiences that they're having. Coming up, the second quarter begins tomorrow. Our PTSA meeting with the principals tomorrow night at Brighton High School. We'll be talking about the dangers of vaping, so please attend if you can. Our English language learners Thanksgiving will be on the 21st, and this is becoming an annual event as well that Kristen Halligan organizes with her students, where families who are from all over the world come and celebrate a traditional Thanksgiving meal. Our fall concert season officially begins on the 25th of November, and all of our winter sports for the 7th and 8th graders start on the 3rd, so they want to make sure they get in there and get okayed through the family ID for their winter sports. And that's it from the middle school.
Fantastic. Thank you very much, Rob. We appreciate that. And we'll hear now, wrap it up from Brighton High School and Dr. Hall.
Hello. To go back to the day with the rainbow, which was all over Brighton. This one happened to be shot. Actually, Rob Thomas sent me that picture, which was very nice. Thank you, Rob.
Nice of everybody to include those nice sunny blue sky pictures in
It
their
is.
reports today.
It's just the
especially.
perfect sun over the clock tower, you know, the flag. It's just quite the picture. I do admire it. Thank you, Rob. Anyway, so ASPA, which are our annual Empire School State Press Association Awards at Syracuse University. This year, again, which when you go back in history, not every year all 3 win the Gold Award, and certainly not, and not every year we've won Gold Awards, but it seems like in the last decade or more, that has certainly been the 3 winners for Gold. All best in New York State for our newspaper, Trapezoid, Galaxy Literary Magazine, and Crossroads, our yearbook. This is the entire group, all of them who are there at the awards. They attend various media seminars and journalism, photography that Syracuse University Publication School puts on for them all day, and then they end with the awards ceremony. So it's quite a day and a lot of fun. Sectional champions. So this fall, we've had 3 teams who actually won sectionals. Our girls cross country team. Swimmers won Monroe County, the Monroe County division, but then this past Saturday, so after I submitted the report, they actually won sectionals as well. So our girls swim team, these were the seniors on senior night, and our girls tennis program also won sectionals this year. Several still going into states, even with all the snow out there, but Nate will have an update, I'm sure, when he does his report, but just a fantastic year for all of our teams, but just, you know, in terms of the ones who made it to sectionals there. evolution of Flex. So I come walking around a lot during Flex. It's my time to see a lot of different people. So we have some students now they were actually that day just kind of relaxing. They bought these little chairs that fit right in their lockers now. So they pull out the chairs and they're sitting next to their lockers. There are other people on the floor eating, studying, talking, taking a break. And this particular day they were just kind of chilling out. It was cold in the hallway, but as if they were on the beach. But during Flex, getting that little break. But I just thought it evolves every year, and the hallways seem to actually be pretty decent this year. Do you agree, Theo? Or?
I would agree.
Good. Thanks. On cue. Perfect. Brighton on Board. It's a BOB. This is the third year of this club, group, organization that meets after school. Lance Mitchell supervises it, and it's in the lower level of the library. They are doing some new games, some old games, some games that maybe you even played when you were kids that they're bringing back out.
No, wait an hour. Sure.
That one, sure.
Yes, please.
It's like, never mind. So the BOB, they can bring games, but Lance is organized, and there's a ton of kids down in that lower level. We usually provide cookies and things for them, but you get an eclectic group of students spending an hour on a Friday just playing board games and getting off their phones, no screen time and all those sort of things, and just kind of decompressing from the week. So it's been really nice. And kudos to Lance for doing such a great job. If you haven't been to the library recently, we have all new furniture on the upper level. This came in this summer. Howard Ennis's kind of final touch to the upper level of the library. This is in the library classroom. So you've got lower level seating, a little bit higher in this booth type seating. And then they're sitting above them, and then there's high tops in the back. So it's almost like a tiered seating. Been pretty popular for students to come in and use that during their classes. And this is just kind of a wide view to kind of capture everything, and in the front of the room where the presentations are happening. But he's done a really nice job of that, and a lot of students had an input in how it was designed. Our music production club, which is also part of something that Howard has taken on in the last couple of years, he actually had one of his sons who's going into professional work when it comes to music production, talking to 3 of the members of about 12 kids who are a part of it. And we have a recording studio downstairs, which Howard secured a grant through the Brighton Education Fund. And we used that recording studio. Students were recording books for students at French Road, for audio books that they were reading and sharing with them. And the Music Production Club actually put together all the music for the recent fall homecoming dance. And they're being plugged to maybe do a future event for one of the proms or balls as well. Quarter 1 is in the books, and grades will be on the student parent portal just before Thanksgiving break, November 19th, so you can enjoy and talk over what you're thankful for at the Thanksgiving table. In terms of your report card, that's the 19th. They'll be live on the parent portal. College application Mondays continues 3 to 6. A lot of action will be taking place in there just before the break, before the January deadline when most of our applications are in, but I'll get some data for you. Many of our students are now, it's moving to the majority, but not quite there yet, of students applying early decision and early action and applying in that October 1st or November 1st deadline. So it's amazing how many students are now doing that as compared to years ago. A lot of things happen at the high school. All of our orchestra and events or music events, please look on the calendar for where they will be. We'll be at the middle school, we'll be at French Road because we don't have the auditorium yet. So we'll be all over the place for all of those wonderful events. And thank you to the middle school and French Road for hosting us. We hopefully will be out of there and in our own spot. I'm hoping by May 1st, April 1st, give or take a month or two. We'd love to see that. Class reunion coming up. Rob, it's your last chance to see who's there again. Last year. So December 20th is this year's class of 2019 reunion. Can't wait to see them. Talking to a lot of them actually through email and remind as they're going about their first fall in their college endeavors. So should be good. Any questions?
Thank you very much, Tom. Appreciate that. I have to comment, though, the opportunities that our students sort of create and see a vision for, having the small chairs that fit in a locker to be able to relax there at flex time in front of their locker is quite incredible when you stop and think about it, but not surprising, I would say, so. Thank you are you finished, or are you still working
I
on
have
it?
one more.
Oh, you had one
request.
more?
Sorry,
Oh.
cannot hear anything.
Rob, you also have anything else we
Okay,
can?
good, yeah. We didn't have rehearsal today. That's, so we're just kind of working our way through it.
Thank
But
you very
anyway,
much.
Thanks very much, Tom. We appreciate it. As always, we do appreciate the look into all the 4 buildings, and you folks do a great job of bringing that to us, so we do. Thank you for that. And continuing that along, we welcome our student representative, Theo, for your report this evening.
Well, I'm going to start off and say I'm a little embarrassed I don't have a PowerPoint to show you guys.
That's okay. That's not required, but if you want to go that route, we can work on that
Probably
too,
won't,
so.
but, so as it has been said, quarter 1 is wrapped up, so that end of the quarter stress is all gone, but the new work will bring more stress in quarter 2, which is now in full swing. Our auditions for our winter musical, high school musical, just finished last week. And as the fall sports wrap up, the tryouts for the winter sports are beginning. We had our first student senate meeting. We got a lot of good input on homecoming and other student events. And executive council will definitely work to improve the student experience in further years. I would also like to mention that Purple Week is starting at the high school, which symbolizes our fight against violence and abuse. And a lot of clubs are hosting events to support that week, such as Friends of Rachel, which is hosting, as Frez did, a roller skating event tomorrow. And then I just want to end off my report by saying, speaking on behalf of the students in regards to not having a snow day, we're not angry, just disappointed.
That hurts, Theo. That hurts. I really was focused on you, Theo, and your academic experience today. And despite the Mustang CYO basketball team group text that strongly encouraged me and a variety of advocates under my own roof, I apologize.
I'll consider your apology.
Thank you.
Very difficult to call a snow day before the middle of November, no matter what.
I thought it was beautiful this morning.
It
actually.
actually
I wanted
was-
you to have the majesty.
Once
of
you
a-
got going this morning, and everybody remembered,
right.
I mean, between yesterday and today, but it is a bit much, I'll give you that, so, thank you. And it's become quite a sport for our students to contact Dr. McGowan directly, leading up to the evening of and the morning of, and
Very
deciding,
creative request
helping to
last night.
encourage him to consider a snow day, so.
I enjoy that.
All right, thank you very much. We move forward now with our Board of Education reports. And actually, because we just met in a business meeting 2 weeks ago, our standing committees for Monroe County School Boards Association, Labor Relations and Information Exchange, we gave full reports, and we also highlighted coming up, both actually on November 20th. So Labor Relations meets on November 20th to discuss negotiations, and Information Exchange also meets on November 20th. It's a late start at 4 o'clock, and that one is on juuling and e-cigarettes. So that, because of the short time frame, we don't really have any other updates on those two. Legislative Committee, I will give you a couple quick updates. We did meet on November 6th, and there's a lot going on, as you might imagine, that, well, there always is a lot going on with Legislative Committee. But we did take the opportunity to debrief both the NYSBA convention and the election on November 5th, although most of what was decided in the elections this year, being an off-year election, don't have as much direct effect on the work that we do. There are some issues with regard to our work with the county, workforce development, business partnerships with students and things like that, that possibly could be affected as we move forward. But we would expect that the entirety of all of us, our superintendents, our school board presidents, and our various committees would continue to enjoy a fine relationship with the county under new leadership and how that rolls out. So we did talk a little bit about that. We also are in the process through Legislative Committee of making a meeting with local legislators here in their offices right now. Today, there was an appointment with Joe Robach, and we have an upcoming appointment with Jamie Romeo through School Boards Association. We also have upcoming December 9th, Monday, December 9th, is the one-day trip to Albany, and I will attend on that, and we'll meet with folks in Albany. And we also discussed, and I'll provide you copies, 2 different position papers, new position papers that the committee developed, one around teaching and support staff shortages, and the other around bus driver shortages. The bus driver shortage issue has some uniqueness to it that doesn't exactly pertain to the others, and so we developed position papers on those to be able to utilize when we talk to our elected officials. And then we next meet on December 4th, and again, if anybody wants to join in on the one-day bus trip, that is December the 9th. So we'll talk about that further. So that's our 3 standing committee work. Marv, do you have anything updated on our BOCES, representative?
Actually, nothing new. They're going to meet this Thursday. However, you may or may not know, Dan White turned 50.
I did not know that.
I would like to make one small correction. It's actually this Friday.
Oh, well, this Friday. They're going to celebrate at the BOCES meeting.
It's also his mother's birthday.
Oh, so
It's
it's
also
quite,
Barbara Morlock's birthday. Nancy Sykes' birthday.
so
My
it's,
birthday. I have got a
Wait,
list,
wait,
Marv. I
what
can
was
keep
that?
going. Oh, yeah. There's a whole bunch of people. That's the only reason I know. Otherwise, I'd have no idea.
50, did you say? No.
No, I'm not turning.
I just heard that last night, so I thought.
Glad I
I'd
brought
throw
that
it
up.
Yeah, I
No,
tell
I'm
you.
just kidding with you.
Friday's
That's our-
birthday
That's
day.
our running.
That's what you're saying. All right, well, thank you very much. And we also in this section typically have our other board member reports where we take the opportunity to update the community and each of others of us on our activities as individual board members. I realize that we just did this 2 weeks ago. A couple of you have been traveling, so I don't know if anybody has anything else they'd like to bring up in terms of other board activity in the interim. It's not been a lot, but,
Extended studies, we did meet.
okay.
And we're still looking at numbers and enrollment numbers and really how to increase our enrollment of underrepresented groups in
Right.
extended studies and other accelerated classes.
Great. Thank you, Christine. Appreciate that.
And Julene and I are both on the ELA program review. I don't know if Julene spoke about it, but we are looking at what a quality ELA program looks like, and we're grouped into 3 subgroups: the writing, reading, and achievement. We've gone over past scores for the past few years, and next meeting, which is Thursday, November 19th, we're going to be talking about disparities in subgroups. And then the Wellness Committee, Julene and I also sit on, and we meet Thursday, and we're going to talk about building bridges of trust, which is planning meetings such as the Food Link meeting off campus, and looking at ways to do meetings and activities and events where we're talking really with people and not necessarily at people. So
Great.
that's what Wellness Committee is working on.
Okay, thank you for that update. We'll move over then to our Brighton Teachers Association report. Nicole, welcome. And thank you for your report in advance. That gives us an opportunity to take a look through it, so thank you.
Sure. So some of the things the principals covered, so I'll just kind of
Okay.
highlight those. At Council Rock, we had voting for Election Day last week. So we voted on the Toy Hall of Fame, which was really interesting, at least in our classroom. Smartphones won, which was very disappointing to me. So I was like, no, for the smartphones, but that one won. But overall, we came close. So Jenga, a game I don't understand called Magic the Gathering won. And then coloring books. That's the
Yeah.
official strong
I
winners.
saw that coloring book one.
Yeah, I was relieved for that one. But that was really great. We had them fill out voters registration, they put in ballots, they had a special place they had to vote, and I voted stickers afterwards, so that was a lot of fun. And Mrs. Youngman's gonna be writing speeches. She typically has her class write speeches and as if they were running for president, and has parents parents come. It's a nice time. At French Road, Mrs. Covert's class is collecting pajama sets, and for each pair of PJs, they get a Scholastic book, so that's a great incentive. In 5th grade, they are doing one of the new engineering kits for providing fresh water to those in need. So the pictures that are on the second page, those are all from their experiments. And then they actually had a geologist answer questions that they had. So they did a Skype session with the geologists. That was great. 12 Corners, the last language intern's there. She's from Columbia, and she actually wants to observe a kindergarten teacher at Council Rock, because she's a kindergarten teacher in Columbia. The repeat is the students who went to October School Fest, and their theme was the fall of the Berlin Wall, the 30-year anniversary, so that was really interesting, and a lot of the different activities that they had to do with East-West, so that's nice, and there were some pictures of that. Craig Dennison designed an alternative assessment for his Spanish class where they actually filmed themselves narrating in Spanish their chores at home. So that was an interesting way to do an assessment. So I think it should have provided you with the pictures but not the links. I can try and get the links if that's something you'd like to watch. And then the high school, all of the trapezoid awards or not just trapezoid, all of the ESSPA awards are there, so for every piece of it, for all the publications. Actually, this one's just trap. All the trap awards, which was pretty amazing what they won. And then last, the economics class, Eric Morse's economics class, had a speaker come, and it was actually the author, it's a professor at Syracuse, the author of their textbook. So he came and presented to the class.
Pretty neat, yeah, I did see that one, thank you.
It's a pretty impressive list of awards.
Yes,
Yeah, absolutely.
yeah, that is just
Yeah,
trapezoid,
isn't
actually.
it?
It's not
Incredible when
the
stuff
yearbook or
like that,
the
so.
Galaxy.
Well, thank you very much. Our PTSA report, Leslie, welcome.
Hi. PTSA is working on bringing the movie Beyond Measure, which is by the same director as Race to Nowhere. We are hoping to have a community-wide screening of the movie in the spring of 2020, assuming we can secure a venue. The synopsis for the movie reads as follows: every day we hear stories about America's troubled education system, and we're told that in order to fix what's broken, we need to narrow our curricula, standardize our classrooms, and find new ways to measure students and teachers. But what if those fixes are making our schools worse? In Beyond Measure, we set out to challenge the assumptions of our current education story. PTSA is also supporting the initiative of Brighton parent Lisa Sponsel in trying to obtain a traffic light on Winton Road entering the BHS parking lot. And the Brighton PTSA and community were invited to a McQuaid PTA sponsored event on teen stress and anxiety. About 8 to 9 Brighton parents attended. It was a great event with a panel of 5 experts, including a physician, licensed clinical social worker, school counselor, and 2 members of the mobile crisis unit. They spoke about ways to tell if your child is stressed or anxious and what to do about it, when and how to use the mobile crisis unit, and when to know if you need outside help. It was a very informative evening, and we are discussing replicating it in Brighton this spring. That's it.
Great, thank you very much for the update, we appreciate that. Dr. McGowan, Superintendent's Report.
Just a few quick items. Tom Hall's birthday is on November 18th, and Jenny Vajani's on the 16th. Just want to make sure nobody's left out.
Are we now,
Jeez, I
are
really-
we
I really
adding a
started
monthly
something.
birthday club? Is that the idea, that we'll post at the
Really?
beginning of the month?
No,
Okay,
just being a wise guy,
just
but,
want to check if I need to
um,
put something new on the agenda here, okay.
Veterans Day, just wanted to point out, I know this has come up a couple times, but thanks to all of our staff members, K through 12, that served on our behalf. Certainly, doing so many things, making sacrifices that allow us to enjoy freedoms that we sometimes certainly can take for granted. And all of their spouses and family members, and we have many people in the district who support service members as well. And a great thanks to them, and a debt of gratitude, certainly well earned. And yes, we are also supportive of Lisa and her effort. The traffic lights, a conversation that we've had multiple times.
I
And in
know.
fact, no, I think listen, we would like nothing more than to see a traffic light there. And the response from the person in the county that, we had engaged with last time was exactly what it was last time. And we will do everything we can to support everybody in that effort. Certainly having somebody at that driveway, a staff member, has been helpful, and will continue to do that and make sure that that's there every day. I would say that it's a county road, it's really up to them. They've often said, well, if the district wants to pay for moving the light from Greenwich, that would be fine. They've also said, well, that would slow down traffic on Winton, which I kind of think is the point, and that would be great. I worry about that intersection right there quite a bit. I know we've struggled over the years. I would also encourage people, young drivers and old drivers alike, to slow down and be patient, especially leaving events, and at the end of the day, that's the biggest issue. It's also come up before, and we'll talk about it tonight, around traffic at 12 Corners in the middle school, and hate to be obstinate about this, but the issues are human issues. And we'd remind people again, we provide buses. They should certainly take advantage of those or have their children walk, which is great. But this, like weather like this morning's, is a good reminder of the traffic then that's overloaded there. And if people just pull up, slow down, take their time, take that extra minute, I think it'll really help people too. So, but Lisa is spot on, and totally agree. Traffic device would be helpful. That's the issue. Yeah, that's the issue. So it's a county road. It's really up to them. And they are willing to do certain things, but at a cost that's pretty exceptional too. So. But thank you for that. And then I want to mention tonight, 7 o'clock, the forum, and there's lots of information about it also being a Facebook Live event on our webpage or on our Facebook page. Please tune in there. There's an exchange to go along with it. We have a lot of great information. Looking forward to the forum at 7 o'clock tonight. If you can't join in the room, certainly join online as well. So thank you.
Great, fantastic. Thank you for the update. We also then have one remaining item of business, our consent agenda this evening. May we have a motion to approve the consent agenda?
So moved.
Second?
Marv, moved by Marv, seconded by Andrea. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. Board members, any other items of business this evening? Dr. McGowan, anything else this evening? All right, then we will entertain a motion to adjourn until our community forum begins at 7 p.m. Motion, please.
So moved.
Moved by Marv, seconded by Christina. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. We are adjourned.
This has been a special presentation from the Brighton Central School District Board of Education.